Hey everybody, this is Joel from MegAndMe's Soap, and this afternoon I'd like to show you how to make a really easy gift box for MegAndMe bar soaps. Here at MegAndMe's Soap we believe that soap is an art form and it is a luxury item that's easy to give, and we make soap to be given as gifts. Okay, so this is the finished form of the gift box. This is the final product. And as you can see, you can just open this box up and a bar of MegAndMe's soap fits perfectly in there. And I tell you what, I'm a guy and I'm in my 40s, but I even think it is awesome to get a gift like this. It's just really neat, it's elegant, and it's the perfect packaging for what I believe is a perfect luxury item that's affordable to give for the holidays, birthdays, any other special occasion. Okay, so let's get started. This is a template that you can print off yourself. It's available on our website at MegAndMe's Soap, and it's really simple. You can see the instructions are actually printed on a couple of the scrap sides. These are pieces that are not going to be involved in the box. The next thing you'll notice about the template is that there is some printing on the template in some different areas. When the box is complete, all of the text that you see on the inside of the box will be hidden. The only thing that you'll be able to see when the box is completed is our MegAndMe's Soap logo here. It says MegAndMe's Soap Made to Give. And that is exactly what it is, as I mentioned earlier. So that will be visible on the top cover. So what you're looking at here is the top cover. This is going to form the bottom of the box, and so I think we're ready to get started. The only supplies you'll need is a good ergonomic pair of scissors, and then I'm using double-sided tape today because I think it's easy to use. You could use a glue stick for gluing the tabs, but I'll be using double-sided tape. Okay, so to get started, first thing to note is that there's a solid black line around the outside that forms the perimeter of the box. We're going to cut around this outside line. So in the instructions that are printed, this is the outside line here. Then what we call inside lines are these little, I'll call them incisions, that you make at these locations right here. So the first thing to do is just to carefully cut around the outside of the box on these thick black lines. Now, I am an engineer by trade, and my wife, she has accused me of being extremely precise. And so I like to be really careful and get really straight lines or really clean cuts. And when my wife and I are both in the kitchen, it is kind of funny. Because my wife is more of I would call her an instinctive chef. She somehow is able to throw a little bit of this and a little bit of that together, and her dishes come out absolutely fantastic and delectable. I, on the other hand, measure very carefully. I do not stray from the recipes, and my dishes come out distinctively mediocre. But, like I said, I am an engineer. I do pride myself on precision, and I want clean cuts. All right. Okay, and see right here, I've got just a little bit left here that I missed. So I'm going to clean that up. Okay. So now we've cut around the outside. Okay, the next thing to do is go ahead and cut the inside cuts, which is just going to go around. And again, I'm being very precise because that's who I am. And so just cut along these lines and stop at the gray lines. Wherever you see a gray line, that is going to be a fold. And all of the gray lines are going to be what's called valley folds, which means as you look into the box, they'll form valleys, not mountains. Okay. And you'll see the reason I'm being so careful with these stopping points of these cuts a little bit later as I begin folding. Okay, so I've made all of the inside cuts and outside cuts. At this point we're ready to fold, and we're going to be folding along gray lines. Okay, all of these gray lines are going to be folds. Now, I think it's nice to actually do, and this is all personal preference, I like to do these inside folds first. I just think it makes the overall process easier. And so with my precise cuts that I've made on these black lines, it really helps me because now I can actually see, okay, I can see where that fold is right along where I made those cuts and make a nice valley fold right there. Okay, and again, as I flip it open, obviously valley fold. So I'm going to actually do that, flip it around, and I'm going to do that on this fold right here, just because that's what I have found to be easiest. Okay, so again, I've made those precise cuts. You can see that where those lines meet. Fold across, flip it open, and it's folded right along there. Okay, now I'm going to flip it around. I'm going to go ahead and make these horizontal folds. I think that's personal preference, but I think it's easier to make the horizontal folds first and get all of those done. So 1, 2, 3, I've got one more horizontal fold. Here, again, just line those cuts up that I made. Fold across. Now I've got my horizontal folds made. Okay. Now is where it starts to get fun and interesting. We'll make our flap folds, and as you can see, hopefully you can see this, it says right upper. It's going to be the right upper corner of the box. Left upper is going to be the left upper corner. We've got left bottom, right bottom, and that's going to be in the top of the box. Okay. I'll flip it around, make a fold. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and make these folds. Again, the more precise your cuts are, the easier your guidance is going to be. I think the neater the box is going to be. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and fold these two tabs right here. Okay. So I have just now completed, with this last fold, every fold that's required for the top of the box. All right. So as I said earlier in the video, this text is going to be hidden. It's going to be hidden by these flaps. Just like that. Okay, so we're going to hide that text just like this. So I'm going to take just some double-sided tape. And I don't know if you can see that, but it's just a very small piece. And what I like to do with that kind of a piece is I like to go and actually tape on that flap, on what the flap is going to mate with. Okay, you might have to roll your finger off to get it off of your finger. And just join like that, give it a good press. Again, doesn't take much. Okay, just like this. And I cut those at a length that's just basically matches the length of that side of that box. Fold it. Now we've got that done. Now we're actually going to wait. I'm going to wait actually and do these folds right here last. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and come back around here and make these folds while the box is still open. That's how I like to do it. Make these last horizontal folds here. Actually, excuse me, these are not horizontal folds, these would be the vertical folds. I apologize. Again, I don't want to confuse anybody. That's the last thing we want to do at MegAndMe's Soap is confuse anybody. So make these vertical folds for the bottom of the box. Okay, and we're just going to repeat that. Now this is going to be, you'll see actually, if I can show you, this is the orientation that I started from. You have left bottom, you have right bottom. Okay, so we'll go ahead and cover those up. I like to just roll that finger off. That's pretty strong tape. Okay. Yeah, I like to actually put it right there over the text. Roll my finger. Finish that off. Okay, now we're almost done. The way we like to make these boxes is actually to attach these flaps here actually to the top. Okay, we're going to hide that text right there. And so now that the box is closing in on us, we're ready to make those last few attachments. This might be a little bit awkward. I'm going to make it pretty. And I'm just going to flip this sideways for you, and you can see how everything is hidden there. Okay. Make the last one. The last one's always seems to be the most awkward because everything's closing in on itself. It's not too bad. Just slide that tape in there, get her straight, and make that final press. Okay. All right, so now you've actually got the finished box. And so now comes the real test. All right, let's just see if I did this right. We've got a bar of, this has to be one of my favorites, the Kumquat May. You know, it doesn't matter what happens in life, come what may, you're going to love this soap. And it's going to, tell you what, after a hard day, you get in the shower, you get in the bathtub and use that, and it just lifts your spirits. So we're going to put a bar of Kumquat May right in there. Seems to fit perfectly. And then just slide it over. Just like that. See? Nothing is overly bent or anything. Close it right up. At this point it's ready for wrapping. You know, here in our family we have a daughter that's quite artistic. You know, you can even do some artwork, you can do some stenciling on these. I mean, your imagination is really the only limitation that you have in creating a really special gift that somebody is going to love to open, and it's going to just brighten their day. So we have these templates available at MegAndMe'sSoap.weebly.com. Now, if you're not familiar with that, it's MegAndMe's Soap at .weebly. That's WEEBLY.com. That's where you can get your templates. Just sure hope you guys go out there and print some off and brighten somebody's day.